Hello friends, good morning everyone. This is your friend Sheetal. I'm studying class 11. Today I'm going to tell you about botany, a new chapter morphology of flowering plants. I will say you in a very easy part in this video. I'm going to say about morphology of flowering plants up to root modifications of root. I hope everyone is watching this and I hope everyone will be liking this video and please subscribe it and please like it. Okay friends, let's start our class. Today I'm going to say about morphology of flowering plants. First of all, the what is mean by morphology? Studying of external characters of organisms is called as morphology. What is morphology, friends? Studying the external characters means the characters which we can observe, like root, leaf, stem, fruit, etc., are the parts of the leaf. These are the characters exhibited by the plants. These we can see. The studying about them is called as morphology. Of flowering plants. Flowering plants. In plants, as the Whittaker's classification, we have learned in plants we have algae, plant. Whittaker classified it into five groups: plantae, algae, fungi, like this. No, in that in plantae we have bryophytes, pteridophytes, and angiosperms. Angiosperm is nothing but flowering plants. In flowering plants we have many characteristics. Today that we are going to learn about angiosperms only. The study of form and structure of organisms and their specific functions is called morphology. The angiosperms show large diversity in external characters of organisms. The study of the study of the form and structure of their specific structural features is of angiosperm is called morphology. They are characterized by presence of presence of roots, stem, leaves, fruit, flower, etc. These are angiosperms. Okay, friends. In plant, we have two systems, root system and shoot system. The ascending part of the flowering plant. Flowering plant is nothing but angiosperm. In this chapter, we are only going to read about angiosperm, that is flowering plant. In this flowering plant, you can observe this diagram. The descending part of the flowering plant is called root, and the ascending part of the flowering plant is called shoot system. Root system, shoot system. We have two systems. Okay, friends? Next, root shows root shows positive geotropism and negative phototropism. What is this point? Positive geotropism means they grows towards the soil. In this way, they grows towards the soil. Means this is positively geotropism and negatively phototropism. Phototropism means sunlight will come. It will be grown in this direction, but sunlight will come in this direction. Yes, sunlight will come, it should grow in this way, but it goes in this way, means it does not require get it does not need a requirement of sunlight. So negatively phototropism. Photo means sunlight. Okay, you have learnt in 10th class, I think, about tropic movement and nastic movements. No, there you could be learned about the phototropism and its types, tropic and nastic movements. Okay, friends, let's go to next topic. Shoot shows negative geotropism, means it grows ascending pattern. In this direction it will grow, means it grows towards sunlight, means positively it shows positive phototropism and negative and negative geotropism. Okay, friends. Now, radicle and plumule. What is radicle and what is plumule? The germinating seed forms a root system by developing into a primary root. Germinating seed means when we uh, when we sow a seed in the soil, the germinating seed first forms a root system by developing into a primary root. That primary root is not called as radicle. That contains of stalk, that is embryonal axis. This embryonal axis consists of two parts, radicle and plumule. These are radical. The root system of this embryonal axis is called radical, and shoot system of this embryonal axis like stalk like structure is called plumule. Okay, the difference between radical and plumule is showed by me in this my notes. Okay friends, it is more white than plumule, it will be white, whereas a plumule it is less white than radical because it grows towards the soil. As the reactions occurred by the sunlight, the chemical reactions, it possesses green color. So we may not observe the white color as in the case of radical. Radical is positively geotropism. It shows positively geotropism as of a root. See, this is the structure. This is the plumule and this is the radical. Okay, it will be white, so I left a space. It will be in plumule. Okay, it will grow like this. It will be here a mark, here radical, here plumule. Here will be the soil. Okay, radical is capable of absorbing water. It has same functions like that of root, whereas plumule has the functions as that of stem. Okay, next going to the next next thing, that is dicotyledons plants. Dicotyledon means having two cotyledons. Cotyledons in the seed structure, the cotyledons, hypocotyl, epicotyl, provides nutrition and their nourishment of the seed. In some plants we have two cotyledons. In some plants we have one single cotyledon. Okay. The plants which example legumes means belongs to Fabaceae family. Pea, beans, groundnut have two cotyledons. Pomegranate, almond, in this way. Examples: monocotyledons, maize, grain, rice, etc. I should write out some more examples for this. Okay. What is the necessity of reading about dicotyledons and monocotyledons here? Okay, what is the necessity means we are going to learn these two characteristics because we are going to learn about taproot system and fibrous root system and the adventitious root means types of root. Here there is a necessity of learning about dicotyledons and monocotyledons. I will explain you in detail. Direct elongation of the root leads to the means if the root direct elongation of the root leads to the taproot system, that is this is directly it will grow now in this way. In this way it grow directly. In this way it will grow directly. This is called primary root and these are lateral roots means primary root, secondary root and these are tertiary roots. Okay. The direct elongation of the root leads to taproot system. Later it bears lateral roots of many order. First, the primary root is called first order root and the lateral roots second orders, secondary root, second order roots and lateral from the tertiary roots third order. Okay, from primary root we get secondary root and from secondary root we get tertiary root, the branches of the primary root. Okay, simply. Next about fibrous, this is called taproot system. Coming to fibrous root system, here the primary root is short-lived, means it lives shortly and replaced by large number of roots. Here you can see the figure. Here the primary root is short-lived. This is the primary root. Here it is short-lived and replaced by large number of roots like this, and replaced by large number of roots. Because the primary root is short-lived, it is replaced by large number of roots. These roots originate from the base of the stem. Here, this is the ground level. Here you will find the stem. These roots originate from the base of the stem. These roots are called as fibrous root system. Coming to the adventitious root system. See, this taproot system and fibrous root system. Why I told these? Because taproot system is found in dicotyledons plants and whereas in monocotyledon plant we can find fibrous root system. If we observe the root system, we can say If we see the plant, if it has two cotyledons, we can say it has taproot system. If it has single cotyledon, we can say it has fibrous root system. That's why I told you about dicotyledons and monocotyledons. Okay, it is the necessity of, it is the purpose of learning about these two also. These two roots arise from the taproot, and fibrous root comes from the grows from the radicle only. I told you always, root germinating seeds form a root system called radicle and stem system called plumule. I told you already that radical root system develops from a radicle and a stem shoot system develops from a plumule. In these two types of root system, taproot system and fibrous root system, these two grows only from the radical only. Okay. Why I am saying this point? Because it is necessary to remember, friends, because there is another type of root system where where the root system is not arised from the radical but other parts of the plant. Can you guess what is that root system? Can you guess what is the type of root system? Can you guess? Okay, time is up. The root system is adventitious roots. Okay, in some plants like monster and banyan, the roots are banana, grass, etc. The root system arises from the parts of the plant other than the radical. See, I draw a diagram. See here. This is taproot system. This is a rough diagram only, friends. Please don't mind for this. This is fibrous root system and this is adventitious root. Here, this is stem. Green part is stem. Here from the stem the roots came. So this is radical. This is plumule. From plumule, I told that stem develops. From that, we got these roots. Means this is, we can say it as adventitious root. Here it is arise from the base of the stem. Here is also base of the stem only. So this is a special type of root. Examples are monstera, grass, banyan, banana, cypress, mangrove, sweet potato, oak trees. Okay. For taproot system, you can write examples of dicotyledonous plant, and fibrous root system, you can write examples of monocotyledon plants. Okay, friends? Next, let's go about main functions of the root system. What are the functions of the root system? What is the function actually? Everything has one function. Yes or no, friends? Everything has one function. In that way, root system also has one function. We know that plant is a universal food producer. Even our body has some uses. Yes or no? It also has some functions, but sometimes we remain useless. But plants are universal food producers. They have a universal job. So each and every part of the plant has some function. What are the main functions of root system? Friends, may have marked here one line. Means you can remember these two only. These are not that much necessary. These two are very, very, very important. Please remember this. Please remember these both. Okay, friends? Very, very, very important. If anybody asks you what are the functions of the root system, you can say these both two only. Okay? Please remember this. Okay? What are the absorption of water minerals from the soil? See, I mentioned here water. When we pour water, the water comes from this, and minerals also they will absorb, and fixation of nitrogen they will fix. Okay, anchors. Okay, providing these are other functions. Means main only, that much we not give that much importance. Providing a proper anchorage to the plant, showing reserve food materials, synthesis of plant growth regulators. Okay, these are not that much necessary to remember. Okay, friends? Next, coming to the regions of the root. What are the regions of the root? I not draw that much neatly this diagram, but I will try to explain in a neat way. Okay, friends? Try to explain neatly. Okay, not draw that much neat, but I will try to explain this in this only. Okay, here you can find, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, this is the root structure. This is the primary root. You think This is the primary root or first order root. It has four regions. They are namely root cap. They are namely root cap, meristematic zone, elongation zone. This is maturation zone. Once again, I am showing. This is root cap, meristematic zone, elongation zone, maturation zone, or root hair zone. Okay, I will say one by one. This is root cap zone. This is root cap zone. What is root? Root cap. The root is covered by the apex of the thimble-like structure. It protects tender apex. It protects the tender apex of the root as it makes the way through the soil. Okay. The root is covered by apex of a thimble structure. See, this is a thimble-like structure. This structure is called thimble-like structure. It protects the tender apex, soft. Tender means soft apex, as it makes way through the soil. Like this, you know that root is posterior geotropic. It will grow like this. This is the proximal part of the root, and this is the distal most part of the root. If anybody asks you question that what is the distal most part of the root, that you should answer the answer. You should answer root cap. You should answer them root cap. What is the distal most part of the root? Okay. Next part, I am going to the next part, that is meristematic zone. What is meristematic zone? In meristematic zone, cells are small and thin walled. Means cells are here. The cells are very small, thin walled. Means very thin, not rigid. With dense protoplasm, means it has more protoplasm. Protoplasm is nothing but cytoplasm. Protects the root and divide repeatedly. Means there is a division, more division. Okay. Coming to elongation zone. Rapid elongation and enlargement are responsible for growth. Here in elongation zone, there is more elongation of the root, and this is responsible for growth of the root. Okay. Coming to the maturation zone, here we find many root hairs in this. They are unicellular. Root hairs are unicellular, but the root hair is unicellular. Lateral roots arise from this pericycle. These are epidermal. Okay, root hair also absorbs water and minerals from the soil, etc. This is about root hair. Okay, I want to tell you about one important point in this. I forgot to say about it in adventitious roots and types of roots. Fibrous roots may be adventitious and vice versa, and not possible. Means, see, we cannot say that. I told you that taproot system is seen in dicots, and fibrous root system is seen in monocots. What about these adventitious roots? We might find it out. Here it is found in both monocots and dicots. Monocot taproot system may be found in adventitious roots, and fibrous root also may be found in adventitious roots. Okay, this is also one important point, friends. What are the main functions? I want to ask you some questions. What are the main functions of the root? Absorption of water and minerals from the soil and fixation of nitrogen. What you may find, you may have doubt, ma'am, we are eating, sorry, friend, we are eating on carrot, beetroot. These are also roots, no? You told that these are only two roots, this much only. You may have doubt. Some roots, there are some modifications of roots. Now I will explain about that. What are the modification of root? A change or deviation occur in the structure of root to perform new functions which are suitable to the surrounding environment is called modification of root. Means the change occurred in the structure of root to perform new functions other than the normal functions of the root system. Don't by heart this definition. This is not correct. I will say in a perfect manner. The change, permanent change in the structure and shape of the root to perform function other than the normal these two functions. What are those normal functions? Absorption of water minerals from the soil and fixation of nitrogen. To perform other functions than these normal functions, a root will change its shape and structure. That is called modification of root. We have 8 types of modification of roots. First, I will show one by one. Storage root. Don't be get tensed, I will say all. Storage roots, tilt roots, pneumatophores, prop roots, velamen roots, ostial roots, nodular roots, photosynthetic roots. I will say one by one, friends. Don't be fear. In root modifications, the roots are modified to store food for support, climbing, etc. There are other functions like to store food, for getting support, for getting climbed. Roots are modified. Roots are modified. First type of root modification is storage roots. It will be coming in IP exam 2020 and maybe soon according to the state board syllabus. It will be coming in exam. You have to explain from it with the diagram also, friends. Okay, I will say one by one in a very neat manner. In this book I have not drawn very neatly, but I drawed for your goodness. I drawed in a very neat manner in one page. I will show that also. You have to write and label the diagram very neatly. You will get 8 out of 8 marks in intermediate IPE exam. Please pay attention for watching this video, friends. Okay, next I will say about storage root. What is storage root? In the name itself we may find roots are modified to store food materials called storage roots. Name itself says that roots are modified to store food are called storage roots. You might should write this definition. The roots become swollen due to storage of food. See, if we store food, our body, simple technique, if we eat more food, our stomach gets swollen. In the same way, if the roots store food, then it also becomes swollen. No, same, the roots become swollen due to storage of food. In case of carrot, turnip, radish, food is stored in tap roots. Okay, in the storage roots only we have tap root type of storage roots and fibrous root type of storage roots and adventitious roots type of storage roots. We should remember the botanical names, scientific names also, friends. Okay, carrot, turnip and radish. Plants with root storage are called root crops. Plants with root storage are called root crops. Carrot, turnip and radish are called as root crops also, friends. Root crops are biennial. What is biennial? The term biennial suggests that it grows in 2 seasons or 2 years. Plants with root storage which grows in 2 seasons and 2 years are called root crops. These are storage roots: carrot, radish, turnip, beetroot also. In exam they may ask you what is the scientific name of carrot. They will give you an options normal ways: Daucus carota. Daucus carota in capital letters, both Daucus carota capital letters. In some way italic language, Daucus capital carota. In sometimes they will become small, they will get small. Here also sometimes small, sometimes wrong generic name, wrong species name. Scientific name consists of two binomial nomenclature according to IUCN and IUCN, ICZN, ICBN, etc. And the binomial nomenclature consists of two names. One is genus and another is species. Genus should be written in capital letter starting and species should be written in small letter. Okay. Carrot. Carrot botanical name is Daucus carota. I have written sometimes here. You don't write follow me, but scientific name is same. Okay. Here small letter, here capital letter. Carrot Daucus carota. It is in conical shape. Daucus carota is in conical shape. It contains carbohydrates and simple sugar, beta-carotene, etc. It is in conical shape. I will show you the diagram, perfect diagram also. Wait.